Happy to be back. My name's Tyler Clark. I'm a Swansea resident, graduate of Joseph Base High School, and an amateur card magician. I came on a couple months ago, modeled some card magic, was asked to come on again. These are very easy, simple card tricks that you can do at home. All you need is a simple deck of playing cards like this. These are Bicycle brand. These are my personal favorite ones. I'm not being paid by Bicycle. I'm not endorsing Bicycle playing cards by any means, but these are just what I like to use. So all you need is a simple deck of cards. You can shuffle them in advance. You can have your spectator shuffle them. It doesn't really matter. For this particular trick, you're going to have your spectator tell you 4 cards of their choosing, or you can give them random cards. So just to model how to do this, I'm going to go through and do random cards. So what you can do is you can show your spectator that this really is a shuffle deck. And then you can go through and you can pick a couple different cards for them. Like do an ace. And let's see what else we can give them. And how about, I thought I'd get king. Give them a king. There's a king. And we can do a, let's go through again, a 2. And we'll do a 10. So they have their 4 main cards. Actually, let's switch. I like a red. We'll do a red 2 instead. Red 2, and we'll do a black 10. So I'll take that one back and that one back. And you'll see later on there's a reason for me doing that. So these are their 4 cards that they have, which is a black ace, a black king, a red 2, and a black 10. And what you would do is you would take the deck and you would say, I'm going to put these in 4 piles just like this. And at any point, your spectator can come in and put the card on the top of any pile that they like. So let's say they put this one here. So what you do is you just keep on going in each individual pile, and they can come and they can put any card on any pile that they like at any point. And then let's say they go there. You're like, okay, great. You don't need the rest of the cards, you put them off to the side. Then you're gonna put these together. And what I like to do is I like to just make one cut, just so you have an upside down card on the top. And if you spread, that wasn't a great spread, but it's fine. You'll see if you look in their face up card, which is why you put it face up. And it's gonna be directly next to another card. So you wanna grab all 8 cards. Now these are the 4 cards that they ended up getting, and when I put the cards in the deck, and this is what your spectator would be doing, they managed to put it perfectly on the ace of spades, the king of clubs, the 10 of clubs, and the 2 of diamonds. It may seem random, but there's actually a reason for how that happened. So I'll do it one more time, but I'm going to do it in a circumstance this time where your spectator can actually pick 4 cards. Now, as I said last time I was here, I'm talking to a camera in an empty room. So it's a little strange for me, but normally you would have a spectator in front of you. So this time, let's say they're going to pick 4 cards. Let's say they say the king of spades. So you're going to go through, you're going to find the king of spades. Somewhere in here is the king. There's the king of spades. So then you say, what else would you like? And they say queen of hearts. So then you go through. Now you're looking for the queen of hearts. Somewhere, there's the queen of hearts, you give it to them. But now what I like to say too is sometimes they change their mind. You can be like, would you like the queen of diamonds or something like that? And they say no, they want the queen of hearts. They say 4 of clubs. So now I'm looking through for the 4 of clubs. Now here's what I like to do too. So that's the spade, this is the club. This is something that people commonly get mixed up, the spade and the club. Hearts and diamonds is pretty much the same, but there's the club. They say, do you want the club or do you want the spade? They say the club. They say, okay, perfect. You put the spade back in. They pick one more card. Let's say they say 2 of diamonds. So I'm looking for the 2 of diamonds. There's the 2 of hearts. You say, do you want the 2 of hearts or do you want the 2 of diamonds? The 2 of diamonds is at the front. So they say they want the 2 of diamonds. Okay. So there are their 4 cards. And same thing again. You just put 4 cards straight down. At any point, they can put them on any of the piles one at a time. And say they put the queen there. We keep on going. And then they stop and they want the king here. Keep going with the other two. They take the 2, they put it over here, and that leaves the 4, and they put the 4 right in front. One more time. Scoop. There's a face-up card I like to cut, so you have a face-down card on the top. And one more time, we spread. Here's your face-up card, and the card that it is directly next to. You take the other cards, put them off to the side, you don't need them. So these are the 4 cards that they chose. 4 of clubs, king of spades, 2 of diamonds, and the queen of hearts. And as you can see, when I put them in seemingly randomly, I put them on top of the 4 of spades, the king of clubs, 2 of hearts, and the queen of diamonds. This trick seems completely random. This is a new one that I've been learning, and people have stared at me, they have no idea how. Let me show you a very quick and easy way to do this. Your spectator has a free choice. They can pick 4 cards, or you can do it randomly. Let's say they pick the ace of spades. What you want to do is you want to look for the card that matches the ace of spades, and essentially what you're going to do is you're going to put the other 4 cards that match, like the ace of spades, on the top of the deck. You can do it discreetly. So let's say they say queen of spades. I'm looking at this. Here's the queen of spades. What I'll do is I'll put the queen of spades out and just like double check with them, make sure they don't want, I gotta find the queen of clubs, hold on. They make sure they don't want the queen of clubs. So we go through, there's the queen of clubs, and offer them the queen of clubs if they don't want it. But what I'm really doing is all I did was I moved it, so now I have the ace and the queen at the top. Let's say they say 4 of hearts. There's the 4 of hearts. I'm looking now for the 4 of diamonds as they're thinking of their 4th card. Now you can either offer it to them or you can do it kind of discreetly like I just did. I just moved the 4 to the top of the deck. And one more, they pick, I don't know, the jack of diamonds. So you can put the jack down, but before you do the next stage, just be like, hey, you sure you don't want the jack of hearts? And you just find, there's the jack of hearts. Just be, do you want the jack of hearts? And they say no, they want the jack of diamonds, or sometimes they'll want to switch, but regardless. So what I essentially just did was I brought the 4 matching cards to the top of the deck. So when I put cards down, I'm putting the 4 cards immediately, and the rest of the cards I put down, it doesn't matter. I can go as long as I want. They can put this anywhere, because I'll show you in a moment that when they do that, it honestly doesn't matter how far you go. Because when I grabbed the cards from my right, I went right to left. And doing so is important because if I take this stack here, here's the ace of clubs that I'm now putting right there. And I take this stack, and here's the queen of clubs that I take. And I take this stack. Here's the 4 of diamonds, which does not match this jack, but the 4 of diamonds, remember, is the card on the top. Remember how I wanted to cut from the card on the top as well to a face-down card? Doing that will bring the 4 and this jack together. They're not always going to match up perfectly. It's just whatever the 4 cards are. So now if I spread, I'm looking for the face-up card and the card immediately to its right. And the other cards don't matter. So you're looking now for the 4 face-up cards, like that. And the 4 cards that match it will be in a random order here, but it's going to be the queen of clubs, the ace of clubs, the 4 of diamonds, and the jack of hearts. It may seem impossible at first, but if you follow the steps that I presented to you, really isn't that complicated. I've been using this one a lot in performances lately, and it nails every person that I perform it to. It's very simple, easy setup. No setup really if they pick 4 random cards, because then you just take whatever the 4 cards at the top are and you just give, that's what I did the first time, you just give the one that are opposite of that for the rest of the trick. But with enough practice, I think you should be able to get that one down pretty well and fool some people. And I hope you enjoyed. This is another very basic card trick that you can do with a deck of bicycle playing cards. As I said, I'm not a bicycle spokesperson, but they're the ones that I like the most. For this trick, you're going to have your spectator pick any card that they would like. And this trick, before I start, is especially meaningful to me because this is one that I made up on my own. I based it off of existing tricks like I often do, but I have my own little twist on it that I will explain at the end. So for this one, have your spectator pick a card. Let's say they pick this one here. Now I'm going to show this to the camera. I'm going to look at it later, but I don't know what this is right now, but that's going to be their card. And then you're going to put their card on the top of a deck. And what you're going to do is you're going to lose their card in the middle of the deck, like this. And what I like to do is I like to show them, be like, just so you know, this really is a shuffled deck, as I go through and showing them that, hey, this is pretty shuffled. And I can do another cut like this. Then you would ask your spectator, what's the card? Normally you wouldn't know. This circumstance, I'm told the card is the 5 of spades. So they'll tell you 5 of spades, but I knew that. Then you're going to ask them, what number in the deck would you like your card to be? They can pick any number from 1 to 52. Usually a slightly smaller number is better, but if they pick a big number, then so be it. Let's say they pick 8. So you put down 7 cards, and the 8th card will be the 5 of spades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th card, 5 of spades. That's the Queen of Spades. Like, oh, wait, hold on. I know why. Because we forgot. In this box is an invisible card. Do you see it? Of course you don't. It's invisible. So you take the invisible card, you put it at the top of the deck, and that makes the 8th card the 5 of spades. Now the invisible card is real, but you can't see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8th card magically turns into the 5 of spades. Now I've had people stare at me being like, how in the heck did you just do that? And I'm going to explain to you how it's done. It really does involve a shuffled deck of cards, okay? These are real, genuine cards. And essentially, this is what you need to do. I showed you this last time with the first one I showed you. This involves a key card. So when I turn the deck over, I'm looking at this card on the bottom, which this case is the Queen of Spades. I remember Queen of Spades. I turn the deck over. Your spectator can pick any card. Let's say they pick this one here. This is the 3 of clubs. Okay, so 3 of clubs. When I put the 3 of clubs on the deck, here's the Queen of Spades. I'm putting the Queen of Spades directly on top of the 3 of clubs. So now when I turn it over, I'm looking for the Queen of Spades, and I know the card directly to the right of the Queen of Spades is the 3 of clubs. So as I go through this, I'm looking for the Queen. There's the Queen of Spades, so here's the card, the 3 of clubs. So what I want to do now is I say make a simple cut. But what I'm doing is I'm bringing the 3 of clubs to the very top of the deck like that. And then I say pick a number. If they pick 1, the trick is over immediately because you just turn it over and there's the 3 of clubs. Let's say they pick 9 this time. You're going to put down 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 9th card will never, ever be their card. It's going to be something completely random. Sometimes it's 1 card off. This time it's the 5 of diamonds. So what I like to do in this circumstance, I like to stand there and pretend to be confused. I know that that's not their card. They don't know that I know it's not their card. So I like to be confused, and I'd be like, okay, I know what it is. You take the 5, you just put it randomly in the deck. It doesn't matter where. Now you're going to take your other cards, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, put them on the top of the deck. And you need their card to be the 9th card. This is where my friend, the invisible card, comes into play. In this box, I like to say there's an invisible card. Spoiler, there's no invisible card in the box. We take out the card, we put it up here. What you're essentially doing with this is you're making an offset by 1. Because if we only turn over 8 cards, it's not going to be your card, which is the 3 of clubs. So we have the invisible card, which you say is real, but you can't see it. So that's card number 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the 9th card will be the 3 of clubs. Because if we did it, the 8th card, it will be the 9 of the hearts, which is a random card. But it works out in this circumstance. I'll do it one more time. Only this time, I'll try to go a little bit faster. We can shuffle, we can cut. The spectator can do this. They can put it in a set order if they want. It really doesn't matter. Again, getting a quick peek at that bottom card. They pick any card they want. Here's their card. I'm not even going to look at it this time. I'm just going to show it to the camera right here. You put it here, lose it in the middle of the deck. Okay? Then again, you flip the deck over, you show them that it's shuffled. I'm looking for my key card on the bottom here. Then I do a cut. Then you say, what's the card? And this is when they would tell you, you don't know, but this is when they would say the 9 of clubs. Okay. What number would you like the 9 of clubs to be? They say the 16th card. Okay, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the 15th card will not be the 9 of clubs, it's the ace of clubs. You feign confusion, that's not it, and then you put the ace back in the deck randomly, and you say, okay, we take the invisible card, we put it here, and that's going to make the 15th card the 9 of clubs. Okay, invisible card is not real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, the 15th card becomes the 9 of clubs. Again, may seem impossible at first, but with enough practice, this is one of my favorite ones to do, because especially when your audience thinks that you failed at first, they always like to tell you when you mess up, but then when you actually come back and you nail them with it with like double the force afterward, it's pretty gratifying. So that's a pretty easy one. You can try, you can practice, and I hope that you enjoyed and were able to follow.